ready to catch the pass, and now an early score for Kapolei.
Hurley Kennedy's only missed 2 extra points in his career. This one inside the left upright. So Kapolei turns the turnover to a touchdown. 28 seniors, it's a senior-heavy squad. Here's Hurley Kennedy, who's been working on his touchback power. It's gotten within the 5-yard line. Can he push him back deep here? A short kick that is retrieved and muffed at the 15 by Stevens.
Kamo Hali'i, 3 catches, 53 yards, and a touchdown. But now Kapolei's back up.
And they opt to take the extra point as Kennedy bends that one in. Open in receiving yards. He might be the most explosive player on this team, too, as well. Proving it right there.
Like I said earlier, back-to-back 100-yard receiving games, and looks like he might have another one in its midst. Scoring touchdowns now in all 3 of the games for Kapolei.
Kennedy kicks it out of bounds, and Waipahu, if they want to, can have it at the 35. Or have him forced to re-kick. Let's see what Bryson Carvalho wants to do. Hurley Kennedy, by the way, 30 on the varsity team. He's one of the more experienced players on this squad after the kid who grew up in Makakilo only played flag football, watched it, and thought, hey, you know, it might be cool to play flag football and tackle football.
Both threats of his game, and I think that last instant replay kind of showed the difficulty of playing against a quarterback like Amisone. Great coverage sitting in the end zone, but we can't come up because he can still throw it over our heads.
Right, damned if you do, damned if you don't. And it's like no man's land there, and you're nearly around the head, man.
You're always going to be wrong. Okay. Almost like having a run and shoot as a player. You know, whatever you give him, he's going to take it.
Kennedy pulls that one through the uprights, and Kapolei back out in front.
This has been a fun first half of football between these two teams, and a lot of that fun has been number 7 Kapolei.
RJ, we've had 3 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes and 13 seconds.
2 minutes and 13, that's crazy.
And
this Kapolei offense is humming underneath the helm of their 4.0 quarterback. But Waipahu's keeping up with him every step of the way. JJ Manu definitely playing an awesome game right now. The defense keeping it as under control as you can when you're facing a guy that good. And right now we got us a good football game. There's 8 seconds left, and I don't even know if we're ready to run this into halftime. Who knows? There might be something else.
Trying to avoid the big return. It's picked up there by Falaiva, then dropped. Now here comes the Marauders and Eric Stevens. And Stevens with 2.1 seconds on the clock.
A touchdown every single game for Kamali. 1 touchdown in the first one, 2 touchdowns last time out, and now 2 touchdowns here.
5 on the season, career touchdown pass. And he comes up with a go-ahead touchdown again.
And from breaking a collarbone to breaking ankle bones. Because now he's just super elusive, and wow!
That ball was live, and it's recovered by the Hurricanes.
Huge.
Kaikoa Iokia hops on it, and Kapolei gets the ball back.
And now the first chance for a team to take some real momentum. This didn't look like an onside kick, but once it passes 10 yards, it is a live ball for the other team to get, and the Waipahu return team not getting underneath it, so Kapolei is able to recover, and now Kapolei with even more great field position inside of their own 40. This will be a stellar performance for a running back, much less the guy you got under center.
Kennedy puts that through. Amisone by himself this year has 15 total touchdowns. Well, quickly, after Hurley Kennedy with a pooch kick on a kickoff that was not recovered by the Marauder special teams, it was taken by Kaikoa Iokia. 2 plays later, Amisone's into the end zone yet again to make it a 42-28 lead. Emotions get to him, and anytime you throw a punch, whether you make contact or not, I mean, that's grounds for ejection. And so,
yeah, and I mean, that's just letting the emotions get the best of you, and more than the punch he's actually thrown, that's going to be a gut punch.
Let's see, or left side, the middle of your screen. We're looking at number 4 right there. So right there, those two engage. The kick is good. They're still engaging. Had to be held back.
Very unfortunate.
Yeah.
He's been on a heavy pursuit of Amisone.
Oh, this one's live again! Kapolei recovers it, but they can't advance it. They'll have the football. What an absolute error by Waipahu. Iokia recovered it again.
And now back to back momentum moments for the Kapolei Hurricanes. This is the second straight kickoff that's been recovered by the Kapolei Hurricanes.
Kamohali crosses the century mark again this year.
Third straight game for him. And now 3 touchdowns. 2 wide receivers with over 100 yards for the Kapolei Hurricane offense. And, of course, Amisone 16 of 31, 240 passing yards.
And we still have yet to see J.J. Mono in the Waipahu offense. Hurley Kennedy's the kicker, number 3 here for the Hurricanes. And his story, we mentioned 30 in the varsity team. He said when he first tried out for the squad, the coach was just like, guys, we found ourselves a kicker. So it's sophomore Hurley Kennedy. He shows up. He shanks an extra point that does go through the upright. Everyone looks at him just like, this is our kicker. And Hurley said, yeah, I'm the guy. And he built up that confidence over time, and he's proven his worth this senior season over the last couple of kickoffs. They'll go the opposite side now. It's up in the air, and it is pulled down by the Marauders. And
19 carries, 154 yards, and 3 touchdowns from your quarterback. I mean, that's kind of all that needs to be said.
By the way, he's thrown for 5 touchdowns as well.
I mean, you know,
man.
And now if they get this, there will be a 63-point performance.
Back-to-back weeks.
And I think you said that was their first time doing that in 20 years?
Yeah, well, the first time they did it was against Kalani, and they put up 60. Then they had 70 last year against Kealakehi, and they had 63 each of the last 2 weeks.
And then one of the things that really turned it around for them in the second half, the 2 recovered kickoffs. And that was the man right there. Check out Kaikoa Iokia. He's right there. I got it. That's the second one of 2 straight kickoffs that he recovered. They turned them both into points, and that's why that thing just exploded so quickly in the second half.